Okay, board number 2. This one should be a fun one because it's a CPU B. See, CPU Bs. I've never had a CPU B go bad. Now I'm not saying that they don't go bad, but from all the consoles in my experience, maybe I've had one, but I don't think I have. So I haven't tested this console at all. I'm willing to assume either it works and they put it in this part bin, which I doubt, or we got a bad other chip. Let's see. Okay, posted. Burn and test. Okay, wait a minute. DM memory, and then what is that? Okay, we got an elaborate fix here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the one above V22, whatever that is. I don't know what failed. The other, and then there was another one on top, another failure on top. Let's try a game. Let's take this out. Let's try Mario Kart. Okay, posted. So far, so good. Well, I know this system is not working, so let's see what it looks like. I expect a mess. No, it's actually not. It seems like it's working. Let's try a different game. That's weird. So this is really the process that I go through when I go to fix these consoles. Sometimes every fault is different. Okay, this one seems like it's working too. I'm waiting to see something out of the... Okay, what's going on here? See, this is why a lot of consoles are sold, and there are underlying issues with them, and people just can't seem to figure them out. Now, Donkey Kong is a game that usually you can use to test. Let's try this. Oh, this is going to take an eternity. Oh, I gotta replace that battery. Okay, here we go. We got background layer issues. As you can see in like the back. It's like this area here. It's all messed up. Oh, I just knocked the console by mistake, I'm sorry. So yeah, it's probably PPU 1. I'm gonna swap the PPU 1 and hopefully that fixes it. Okay, so this one, in the burn-in test, it said, I looked back at the footage, it said VRAM high failure and EXT latch failure. I believe it's an extension latch, whatever it is. It said EXT latch. Now, doing some research, they said the EXT latch has something to do with PPU2, and the VRAM high failure has to do with U4. So why am I gonna swap the PPU1? I don't know. See, this is trial and error. I don't know what I should switch. The easiest chip to switch is the U4. I've never had a bad U4 though. U4, it's like a video RAM chip. So I could start with the PPU2. PPU2s don't fail that much, but I'm gonna take a guess and go with PPU2. But my gut instinct says PPU1, regardless of what my notes say, regardless of what websites on forums. I still believe the PPU1 is bad. I just have a gut instinct. But I'm gonna do PPU2 first. Really, logically, I shouldn't even be swapping any of these chips. I could just take the CPU-B and put it on another board. Because I know I'll have another, for sure I'll have another board that needs a CPU. And instead of trying to complicate things and figure out the fault, I could just take the CPU. But that doesn't make for an interesting video, right? Anybody who has a similar problem would prefer to know what chip is bad. And I too also want to know what chip is bad. So I'm going to start with CPU. The PPU too. I know a lot of people, they put like tape all around everything. I don't put tape all around because I'm not really getting too close to the cartridge connector. And it'll be this video where I'll burn that cartridge connector. I'm trying not to go too high because I don't want to hit that cartridge connector. But yeah, the chip is already elevating by itself, like it just falls off. Did I burn the cartridge connector? No. No. Maybe a little bit, I don't know. It's not too bad. On camera it looks worse than actually in real life. I think that's just flux. Okay, here's old reliable again. This is that board from the other repair that I took a CPU off of, and the CPU ended up not working. So I'm gonna try to take this PPU 2 off. See, I know it looks bad. It looks bad, but I'm gonna clean it. I think just the traces are damaged, but the PPU might be okay. If this doesn't work, I got plenty of PPU 2s, but I want to take as many chips off this board as possible. So let's take that PPU 2 off. Let me clean it first. Yeah, this is in bad shape. I don't know what. I want to say this is soda, but it's stuck on there. It's stuck on it, and it's eating the trace because I can see the copper coming through. Hopefully the chip is okay. Now you know, if I'm spraying this, I'm wetting this down with 99% alcohol, and it's not coming off. So you know that this board wasn't repairable. I mean, it wasn't worth my time to repair this. Let's see if I can salvage another chip from it. I'm just gonna dry the alcohol off before I put the flux. Get that out of here. That chip might not work, to be fair. I think that chip is too damaged. The PPU 1 might work, but the PPU 2 looks iffy. Where's mine? Let's see. I don't like taking one chip off each part board. I like to use a part board completely and get as many working units with the least amount of spare parts. Come on, come on. It's the pins in the back, they're not cooperating. Come on, come on. Should lift by itself. I don't wanna. I think this chip might be bad. So this chip actually has like dirtiness on it. I'm gonna try to clean it. Now when you messing with it, I don't want to hit it too hard. Seems like I can knock the grunginess off. Alright, so it looks like it's good to go. It cleaned up pretty well. Cleaned up rather well. So let's put it in. Okay, I couldn't align the chip off, so I'm gonna actually have to clean those pads. I like to, when I clean these pads, I like to go parallel with the pins, with the pads rather, because you don't want to heat it up and knock one of these sideways. I've done that before. I've seen other people get away with it. I don't like doing that. Yeah, I like to work slow. Well, not that I like to work slow, I just happen to work slower than everyone else. I hate replacing the PPU2 on these more modern boards because they're so close to that cartridge connector, and you never want to. It doesn't give you enough room to work. It's like kind of tight there. It's not so bad. Now everything is flat. Let's see if I can align the chip now. Uh-oh. I forgot what chip was which chip was which. Give me a second to rewatch my footage. Okay, it was this chip here. Let's put that on there. I know. Let me align it off camera so I can get in real close. Okay, I think I got it. So now let's solder it in place. I really don't want to bump this thing. Come on. There we go. Here we go. I think we're good. I think we're good. Yep. Alright. Let's do. I think I still have a bridge, but I can't with the naked eye see it from where I'm at. I'm a little further back. I'm gonna have to shut off the camera and see if I got it or not. I may or may not have bridges, but I'm gonna double check my work and then I'm gonna test it. Okay, I actually do have a bridge and it's on pin number 1. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, these chips are so small you could barely see anything. I'm trying to keep this steady, hold on. It's in like the most inconvenient spot, but I got it. Alright, I think I'm good to go. I'm gonna clean it and test it out. Okay, apparently now I don't get no signal. So that PPU either was shot or once again I did something wrong. I'm gonna try to find another parts board and get another PPU too, because that Coca-Cola that was on it might have just fried it, which makes sense. I don't think it would have survived. I'm dubious that it survived. So I'm gonna take this out and swap it out, but now I gotta find the PPU that would work. So just give me a sec. Okay, I think I found one with a bad CPU. So it does boot the burn-in test. No games play on it. but it doesn't run the test. So 9 times out of 10, this one has a bad CPU, and the board looks clean. Actually, I mean, it's starting to get dark, so forgive the lighting. But the board doesn't look too bad. It looks really clean. So I'm thinking the CPU is bad. Now, I theoretically could take the CPU2, I mean the CPU from the other board that I'm trying to repair, and put it here, and I guarantee you that'll solve the issue. But in the interest of trying to figure out what the error is with this one, I'm gonna try to still swap the PPU2, because this one got worse. So I think that PPU2 was cooked. So I'm gonna take that off, swap it. I'll do that off camera just to save some time and see if I can get anything out of it. Okay, so I placed the PPU on there from the other board, and it seems to boot. Let's test it. This is better than before. At least this PPU is actually running the test. Okay, see, we have the same exact error. So that means the original PPU that was on PPU2 that was on this board is still good. So that means it goes right into the parts board. See, so just a recap. I took that PPU off this original board. Now keep in mind, I did put another PPU in, that didn't work. The one with the Coca-Cola spilled on it, that PPU was fried. This one is still posting, but it's giving the same whatever error that is. So I know that the issue wasn't the PPU2, so that goes there, and that PPU stays on. So now I'm gonna go for a PPU1 swap. Now let's see, I think I might even have a PPU1 in here. Let me see, yep, I do. So this is from the parts board. I can take that PPU1 and try it there. That's the next chip I'm gonna swap. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna take that video RAM, the one on the bottom here, and I'm gonna swap that. It's starting to get dark, so just keep in mind the lighting is a little off. I've been at it for a couple hours here. Okay, for this one, I'm gonna try this rosin. It's no rosin flux. Now this is really sticky, and this might be a lot, but I'm gonna try to take this off with this so I can save some of the other one. Now you can tell it's old. It's not supposed to be this brown. Sorry, it's out of focus. Yeah, here we go. It's rosin flux. Got in this little bottle. This is supposed to be golden when it's fresh. It's kind of brown now. It's bubbling. It's evaporating much faster than the actual syringe, this kind of flux. I gotta order more of this. See, I didn't rip anything out, just came right out. I'm just gonna clean these pads. My braid, I gotta cut the end off the braid. Careful with that little, whatever that is, whatever component that is, I gotta be careful. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is trial and error. See, it's much stickier. The flux, it's harder to clean. I really don't like that rosin flux, but it just works so well. Especially when you're soldering something in place, there's nothing that works as well as that. It just leaves the nastiest, stickiest stuff. It's just a mess. Look, even right there, it's hard to clean. Oh well, that's good enough. So PPU, place it here. I'm gonna line it up off the camera because I don't think I can line it up on camera. No, I can't. I gotta get closer. Just give me a second. Okay, I got it lined up. Now let's see if I can do this without moving it actually. go. Oh, come on. Alright, didn't catch the pin I wanted to, but it's all good. It is all good. Okay, now let's move. It won't move now. See? I can lightly tap it, it won't move. Now I'm gonna try to keep using this stickier rosin flux. It just, for some reason, the joints are just much better with this flux. It's better joints, but it's just a messier result. It doesn't evaporate so fast either. See, and I can get rid of bridges so much better when the flux doesn't evaporate. When it evaporates, you got to keep adding to it. This flux actually doesn't lower the temperature of the iron so much. For some reason, the other flux, it seems like the iron gets stuck every so often, meaning that your tip is getting cooled off by the flux. Gotta be careful with this cartridge connector. Can barely get in there. I know this angle you could barely see it, but oh no, I don't have any bridges, I don't think. Okay, I forgot which way I was going, but I know I gotta do this side. That's good. I think I might have, I can't remember. I know, no, this side has to be done. See, the flux just cooperates a lot better. It just doesn't like to clean. I think there's a solvent that can actually clean the flux off besides the alcohol, made by the same company. I just have to look into it. Because cleaning these boards, I suppose if I had an ultrasonic cleaner, I could just dump it in there and it would come out spotless. But unfortunately, I don't have an ultrasonic cleaner. I can't tell. I'll check for bridges off camera. I'll get my eyes a little closer to the board and I'll see if everything is okay, but it seems like I'm good so far. So let's see if it works. Okay, it posted. Okay, we passed all the tests. So before we had, I double checked the footage and it looked like we had VRAM high fail, DMA fail, and VRAM count fail. And if I look at my notes here on number 14, which this is just a printout of the what's his name, from this website here, projectvb.com, NS logs, whatever. This guy, he's the truth when it comes to repairs. I've written down some other failures that aren't listed here. At least I couldn't find them. So if you have OAM 01 fail, PP1 failure. MPY 16x8 fail, PP1 failure. But if I was smart, I think I did see it, but But since see this one, if you look back at the footage, it doesn't actually it shows VRAM high fail for a split second, DMA fail for a split second, and then it ends on VRAM count fail, but you can't read the VRAM count failure. It shows the fail, but it doesn't really show that it's a VRAM count. But if you look, like for instance, let's see, where's this page here? It's in black and white, but it'll show the V224 as pass, and then on the top it'll show fail for the VRAM count, but it won't show that it was the VRAM count. I had to count individually, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, until I got to what failure it was that it was being displayed. And then I realized that after I replaced the PPU1, that this failure was already existent. VRAM count, VRAM high fail, DMA fail, VRAM count fail, PP1. So if I get that issue again, it's the PP1. It's good that the CPU, well, this was a CPU B. You can barely see, it's dark. This is my last console for the night, so I fixed another one. Tomorrow I'll repair again, so I'll see you in the morning. One more thing, let me test Donkey Kong. This was the game with the faulty background layer. Let's see if it's gone. It should be gone. It passed all the tests before it failed all the tests. Yep, the background layers, they're good. Before it was all jumbled mess in the back here. In the back, the deep background layer. And everything seems to be working. So yeah, that's one fix.